Hi everyone, my name is Jack. So I'm from Vietnam. Today I'm very happy to share with you our live tour in Vietnam too. Are you ready? Let's go. Yes. Yes, so can you see on my screen? So today we're gonna take you to travel from the north to the south of Vietnam. So we start from Nội Bài International Airport, Hanoi, and then finish into the south here in Mekong Delta. So why I taking you to the from north to the south? Because of the weather in Vietnam. So in summer it's quite hot in the north and it's cooler down and windy in the south. And in the winter it's colder than in the north and it's warmer and into the south. So I would like to take you have some the pleasant time in the south. It's much better. Here we start. Ta-da! Yes, and we landed to the Nội Bài International Airport. That is the main airport in the north of Vietnam. And can you see the flags of Vietnam? Yeah, on the right corner. So let me share with you the meaning of the flag as well. So the red color is represent for our blood, and also the yellow star it represent for our skin color, and five pointed represent for our five main groups in Vietnam society. So we have intellectual, we have farmer, we have worker, we have soldier, and we have business person. So all in one star that represent for unity. And with country of with the 95 million people, can you see it's a lot of people in Vietnam. And in Vietnam, we use currency named Dong, VND. So when you travel to Vietnam, I recommend you can bring the US dollar or the euro to exchange it, or you can use the card. It's is always available for ATM here. And the climate is tropical. That means it's hot and it's rain a lot. And the monsoon season here is from April until August. I would say that the best time to visit Vietnam is from September until March next year. And of course, Vietnam is good it's very safe for tourists too. So during our tour today, I will show you some foodie moment. So some must try you have to try in Vietnam. You must heard that phở, bánh mì or coffee. The coffee would export. We are second largest country exporting to over the world after Brazil. Yeah, and by the way, from the airport to the hotel city center Hanoi, it's only cost you $15, and it takes about 40 minutes. Yeah, and now we move to Hanoi, the city center. So yeah, after taxi driving, so we arrived to one of the most beautiful lake in the town as well. And the name, you can see the name of city Hanoi. So let me help you to know what does it mean. So Ha, that means a river. Nội, that means city. Sorry, Ha, that means inside. Hanoi, that means city inside the river. And it's where Vietnamese capital city since 1010. And you can guess that we have 8 million people live in here. So let me take you around the panoramic view of the city. You see all the skyscraper here. And that's the lake we call Hue An Lake. That is city center heart as well. Yes. And you see the temple in the middle of the lake with the red bridge. Far away on the right hand side, you can see the river. Yes, this river is from the name of the river is Red River, and it's from the city name Hanoi, the city inside the river. And now let me take you to visit one of the most beautiful ancient house in Hanoi, and we call in the Old Quarter. So it's located in the north of the lake. Yes, so we are in the north of the lake, and from the 3D map here, you see the lake in the south, and this area where my mouse is, that one is the Old Quarter. So this Old Quarter is from the houses building from the late 19th to early 20th century, with the same time with the French here as well. And during these sections, I would like to take you to see some egg coffee, one of the must try in Hanoi. and also one of the biggest festival in Vietnam, that is the Tết holiday. So that is the Lunar New Year. So from these pictures, we can see how the Hanoi Old Quarter were divided, display on the art. So we see the house is small and narrow with all the three small pavements, and all the house is a tube-shaped house. And when you go in the town, that's one of the best souvenir you can bring to buy a picture to hang in the room. And let's see in the realities here. In the old days, all the houses they built is quite narrow because of the tax system. So in the past, you have to, so the tax is based on the house width. Yeah, that's one interesting fact about that. So that's why you see, you can see in the old quarter, all the houses is very narrow. It's only 2 meter or 3 meter, and the maximum is a 5 meter wide. Because the wider the house were, the more tax they had to pay. Mm-hmm. Yes, so that's one is the typical old ancient house in Hanoi. It's kind of the shop house. The front area is for shopping, and the background, that's one is for living area for family. So here I would like to share with you some traditional Vietnamese family. And here we can see the ladies, they're wearing áo dài. It's our national, it's our traditional national dress as well. So in English, I can translate it called áo dài. And yes, and not only women wear áo dài, but the men also wear áo dài too. And Vietnamese family is an extended family. So we have at least 3 generations live here. So it's very different from the Western culture where the nuclear families it is. And here I can say that this is grandparents, parents, and the kids live together. So that's why the family is. Later on, I will show you my family is how big it is. Yes, and here I like to show you the coffee. I know that everyone need a coffee for the morning, right? Have you got the coffee for this morning? So sometimes when I talk with my groups, and when I wake up my group on the bus or on a train, I just say wakey wakey, coffee coffee, and everyone wake up. Yes, so from here you can see we have the egg coffee. Is it weird? You have egg in a coffee? No, I would say that. And I would say it's very creative kind of the way you make the coffee. So in the old days, we take only egg yolk instead of milk to make a coffee, like kind of cappuccino. This one created by the one barista working for a French 5-star hotel in Hanoi. And he created using the egg yolk to whip it by bamboo stick until it cooked in several hours and mixed with a hot coffee. So they add the cinnamon powder and some sugar, but now we add some condensed milk as well. And so from the mixture pictures, you can see 2 on the upper right. So that's one is the egg chocolate, and 3 on the left hand side. That's one is the egg coffee. The coffee is underneath. You have the 6 eggs, creamy eggs on top. And you can see they preserved it in a hot bowl of water. The hot water bowl to keep the temperatures always warm. So how do you eat it or drink it? You use a spoon to stir it, mix the coffee underneath until it's well mixed, and take a sip. So everything is melted into the mouth, and for sure you will never feel of the eggs, the egg yolk. So how does it taste? I would say like it tastes like eggnog without rum and egg white. Yeah, so that's a must try in Hanoi. Don't miss it. And where you can get it? So here you can see Zang coffee. Yeah, so it's in 1946. So this family is the creator, and he's now creator's grandchild also managed the shops. And one more again, you can see the architectures of house in Hanoi is very narrow. You can see that the alley to get to the house, so they need to pay less tax than normal. Yeah. And after the coffee, I will take you to see one to visit one of the biggest festival in Vietnam, is the Tết holiday. as we call Lunar New Year. So in Vietnam, we use two types of calendar. One is the Georgian calendar as a Western culture, and the other one was the lunar calendar. So, so our New Year is based on the lunar calendar. So it dropped at the end. It dropped at the end of the January and early February. And that's one is the biggest holiday here where people have the weeks off. So we went to the families and exchange wishes, and people wear the traditional dress here as well, with the outside again. And we also give them money for lucky money. And also here we eat one of the cakes. We call this one bánh chưng. I would say not the cake, but it's made from glutinous sticky rice with the mung beans, you see yellow one, and the pork in the middle, and it wrapped in one local leaf and boil it in 12 hours until it's well cooked. It's very traditional to eat that kind of food in our New Year. So similar like in Christmas, you might eat turkey, or for Thanksgiving in the US, it's turkey there. And here's my families for New Year. I have three brothers. And this is one, I have 4 nephews and nieces. And this is our New Year, but you see, we don't wear the traditional dress because it's a winter in Vietnam. So in winter in Vietnam, it's not as in your winter. So for us, it may 15, 18 degrees Celsius. It will be very cold. I will freeze. Yeah, the first time I've seen snow in Canada, so I'm very excited. It's 2 years ago. Yeah. So far, before we move to our next destinations, is Halong Bay. Did anyone have any questions for me?
We've got a lot of chatter around the coffee, people reminiscing on their trips to Vietnam. There was one question that came in from Robin, and she was wondering, how easy is it to navigate around Vietnam using public transportation?
Oh, yes. So you can, now we have an app. To book all the transportation tickets. It's also available in English, and you can travel by train. By train to Vietnam, so you can book it online. So later on, I show you where what the train look like. So you can, I would say, like, even for a solo traveler, you can travel on your own here. But with others, you can travel with Gadventures small group tour. So the more the merrier. You meet the new friends.
That's awesome. Perfect. Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome. So any questions? I can move to the next stop.
Let's go to the next stop.
Yeah, so next stop, I will say that is the top of bucket list. Everyone in my trip, they say that they want to see it. So we moved to Halong Bay. Yeah, so about 4 hours away from Hanoi by bus. So we travel by bus to Halong Bay. So that is what a big miss if you travel to Vietnam and don't visit Halong Bay. And in our tour Gadventures, we offer the overnight boat for classic trip, and for 18 to 30 something, we're going to use a day trip. So this one, I will take you to the boat, the overnight, to the classic trip. We stay the overnight boat. So from here, we can see the pictures of Halong Bay. So this is the view from the Cape with the thousands of islands and islets here. Can you guess how many islands and islets here? So it's about 1,969 islands and islets here, exactly. And Halong, that means descending dragon. So one of the local legends says that. So in the old days, the local had to protect their land from the invaders, and they asked the god for the help. And the god have sent the dragon family came here as a helper. So when they began spitting jays and pearl from their mouth, so all of them turned into the limestone islands here, linking to form great wars against invader. And after that, the dragon family decided to stay here. So we call this one Halong Bay. So the view is stunning. And here is one of the pictures of my group on a boat with the different flags with all their background. So this one we do our Planetara project. We call flag raising to fundraising for our Planetara projects to support the community. And here I will take you to see the view, the panoramic views of Halong Bay too. And so we're gonna go to one of the top of the mountain. I would say the islands here, and see the whole view of Halong Bay. Yeah, you can see Yeah, wow. And how big it is, the Halong Bay exactly will be like 1,553 square kilometer. Wow. Yeah, you can see. And you can see the beach here. Yeah, that's one you can go for swimming. Let's go to the beach, beach. You know that song? Anyone here fan of the Nicki Minaj? Yeah, and we will see here when I go for the another view of the Halong Bay too, with the boat all around. Yeah. And here the pictures of the overnight boat. Yeah, so the adventure will stay on here. So in the cabins, so you provided in the room and also have meals included, except for drink. And the wild region we stay on the boat, so you can enjoy the sunrise and sunset from the bay. That's a stunning one. And yeah, the picture of sunset in Halong Bay. Yeah, I really miss Halong Bay now with it, during this time. And then of course, for kayaking is optional activities. We see the closer to the rock. Yeah, and also we visit the cave to the Halong Bay. That's a surprising cave. And the meal is all is mainly seafood, but we also have another alternative if you don't eat seafood too. So after Halong Bay, we take the overnight train to Hue, the central of Vietnam. So it's 13 hours. So it's time for me to show you how is the overnight train in Vietnam. Here you go. So with the 4 people in one cabin, so it's more privacy. And we have the real aircon. I would say that it's not a natural aircon, it's a window open, the real aircon. And we have the toilet, we have the sink there, and you see it's all the blanket is folding. Yeah, and of course you see we have the light here, and 2 upper, 2 lower. So it's very convenient. So if you travel as a family, so you can have your whole cabin is yours, and you travel with a group of friends as a couple. So don't worry if you travel as a solo. So you also join with the other travelers as well. So in our group, we have 15 people plus CEO with 16 people. So that means we also have our maximum for our 4 cabins for our private cabin. And here you see, this one is one of the families, the cousins and brothers. Yeah, and she's eating the bánh mì. Yeah, she's eating bánh mì for dinner. So later on, I will show you where to get the best bánh mì in Vietnam. That means Vietnamese baguette. And so far, anyone have any questions for me?
We actually did get a couple of questions around the boat ride at Halong Bay. Is it just for a Gadventures group on the overnight stay, or even the day trip as well?
So that one is our private boat. So Gadventures group stay in one boat, not sharing with any strangers. So except CEO and the boat crew.
Awesome.
Yes.
And we can head to the next destination.
Yeah, so next destination after 13 hours to the train. Yes, welcome to Hue. That's one is the Imperial City in Vietnam. So we take the overnight trains. I would say it's very good idea. And also we save the one night, and we have in this trip we use multi-transportations, as you can see later on. So Hue was the capital city in Vietnam in the 19th century and until mid-20th century, exactly 1945, where the last king or last feudal dynasty ended in Vietnam. And after that, Ho Chi Minh took over and set up the new state of the Vietnam. And here you can see the pictures of the gate, of the gates. When we entrance of the city. So Hue Imperial City was recognized by UNESCO in 1999. Yeah. And here, it's time to see inside the city, inside the palace. What is this? And one more thing I like to see outside, this one is very yellow. The roof. So in our culture, the yellow color is only preserved for the king. Yeah, so now we enter inside the King Palace. Yes, so here you can see the one with King Palace here, and where they keep their king throne here. So from on the rooftop, you can see we call that one is the Long Sang. So translate into English, that one is the dragon bed. Yeah, so a lot of the dragons were were carvings on here. So in Vietnam, in our culture, we have the 4 holy creatures. So that's one. Unicorn is represent for dignity, a dragon for the king, phoenix is for the queen, and turtle represent for longevity. So in the king palace, you can see the dragons is mainly here, and you see the king thrones. Yeah, and in twice a month, the king also have the communal meeting with the mandarins to discuss about the things happens in the country. So this palace will be between the Vietnamese and also Feng Shui style architecture, but also had the French influence in this palace. So let me show you here. You can see on the floor is all of this brick. So this one was imported from France. Yeah, and you can see though the cross, in between the circle. So that one is made in France. So that's why I would say that this palace is mixed between Vietnamese, Chinese Feng Shui and European style. And after that, I would like to take a visit you one of the king tomb, the most famous in Hue, for the Nguyen dynasty. So this dynasty named Nguyen, Nguyen. So this family name is very common in Vietnam. Even Ho Chi Minh, his real name, his surname is Nguyen. And I would say like 37 Vietnamese got this surname. And even friends living overseas, so also Vietnamese friends also got this surname as well. So this king, this Phong Nguyen dynasty, we also have the 13 kings, but they only have the 13 tomb. Yes. So here you can see one of our king tomb. Yeah, and the king pictures is on the up and left right corner. So while you can see again the same motif, come back to the yellow colors. Yeah, and this is our king, and it clicks on this one. This king's word is the 12th king in Viet, the 12th kings from Nguyen dynasty. Yes, so he wearing the uniform and he's working. And here you can see his statue with the scale 1:1. 1:1. So that means like the real of hymns on the same with the reality, and against with the king throne. So thanks to this statue, the archaeologists and also historians have imagined and also the idea of Vietnamese people side and how the king wear the costume at that time. And it's the big values for history. And again, so on the ceiling, you can see a lot of dragons, a lot of dragons with the carving. And all this it's a mosaic on the wall. It's also made from porcelains and ceramics. So it took at least a few 10 years to build this tomb. And normally the king have built the tomb before they die to prepare for their paradise forever. And underneath the throne, that is the king tomb here. Yeah, and one more experience in Hue, I also recommend you to try. That's on the Top Gear tour. That's the Hue motorbike tour. Yeah, and you have actually on the motorbike in Vietnam. And have you ever watched a Top Gear? Top Gear in Vietnam with the experience of Jeremy Clarkson's in here. And we also have our group with our private driver and also go around. Yeah. So it's very great fun, when you try on the motorbike tour. And let's see how the people react when they're on motorbike. Say hi. So don't worry, you have your own driver. You're not driving on your own. And look at the ladies at the back. So she's the eldest one in the group, and she took all very ready to do it. So that means our tour is very safe. And take a pictures. Yeah, of our group on the hill. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So anyone have any questions for me about Hue City?
We did get one question that came in from Anne, and she was wondering what happened to the Vietnamese royal family.
So Vietnamese, after the king abdicated, So he was invited to be the supreme advisor for the new government of Ho Chi Minh. But after that, he didn't like it, and then he stepped out. And after that, he will move to France to live his life there. Mm. But actually, after the Vietnam War, so before that, the king were invited to be the one to set up their own country in the south. But however, it's a very short history, and he flee to France, live his whole life there, and he died in Paris.
Oh wow! All right. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for that. Otherwise, everybody is excited by the motorbikes. They definitely want to try it out themselves if they haven't already. But I think we can head to the next destination.
So next stop, I would say that is the best town ever and the best destination ever in Vietnam. That one is Hoi An. And if you're asking in my group, so everyone they say that where's my favorite trip? So where my favorite things in Vietnam, I would say Hoi An. But by the way, before Hoi An, let's stop at one in the middle between Hue and Hoi An. Normally 4 hours by bus, but we can stop at one of the Golden Hand Bridge here. You may see the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. To be honest, I've never been to US, but I really want to see that one. But sometimes I don't know why they call the Golden Gate Bridge, why its color is red. But here we have the Golden Bridge here, with in the imagination of this one is the hand is holding the silk, the yellow silk around. So this one is up on the theme park, and it is about more than 1,000 meters above sea level, so it's very cool. And for me, you can play, if you have family, take the kids here to get all their games and see the view. It's stunning here. And it's ranking as one of the unique architectures bridge in over the world. And the couple, they come here to take the pictures of their for the wedding photo too. Yeah. So that's a quick stop on the way. And now we move to Hoi An. It's our famous and beautiful town in Vietnam. And in Gadventure itinerary for classic trip, we stay 3 nights here. So that means that's why, because it's beautiful, a lot of things to do. That's why we stay 3 nights here. So Hoi An was a trading port between Vietnam, Chinese, and Japanese during the 17th century. So why I would say that? So it let me zoom out to see the locations of Hoi An. So Hoi An is central Vietnam and the seas on the east, and it's very close to the river here. So at the time, it's easy for boat to get in and trade the products with the local. So what do they trade? What did they trade? So they trade silver, coppers, herbs, and medicines, and all kinds of spices as well. And after that, the Chinese family or Japanese people decided to stay here to make more convenient for their jobs as well. So that's from that community. So from here, let's see on the pictures and take you to see closer. So on the rooftop, you can see it's very under Chinese architectures on the rooftop here, and lanterns are all around. And one of the nickname of the town is the Lantern Town. Here, the pictures of this one we call the Japanese covered bridge. It was built by Japanese to connect the two communities, Japanese and Chinese community. And the pictures, this here is symbol on the Vietnamese money too. So here I'm going to show you the Vietnamese money, and you can see the note and the bridge. So this similar $1, and the same with the bridge underneath. Yes. And wow, let's see at night time how the city look like. So every full moon, so the town is light off and the lantern is waking up. So all is make the town is very non-static and beautiful with the moonlight as well. You know that sometimes in a big city you never ever seen moonlight because of the big light from the city. But in Hoi An, we bring back that childhood memory. And in our group, we take a boat with lanterns. Yeah. So because during the full moon day, we have to take a boat to lay the lanterns, the paper lanterns on the water and making the wishes on the river too. And we hope that the dream come true. And here, these are lotus lanterns. Yeah, and one of the experience in Hoi An. So when you go outside the city, a little bit in the countryside, you will experience of the people using how they use the brown bamboo boat. Let's see how skillful they are in the water coconut forest. You see the round one here and how they manage it and how keep it float. Here, he's spinning around, and all the travelers wearing the Vietnamese carnival hat, and he's dancing kind of a show there. Yes, and here my groups really love that part and see how skillful they are. And here the best bánh mì in Hoi An, Vietnam. So bánh mì is Vietnamese fusion food. It's mixed with the French cultures and Vietnam ones. So we stuff in the baguette roll with the herbs, salads, eggs, omelette, grilled pork, grilled chickens with honey, and pork pie and pate, cucumbers, and also the sauce as well. So one of my favorite one is a grilled chicken with honey bánh mì. And so it's very reasonable price. So it's only $1. Yeah, for one. Are you hungry? Anyone have breakfast before? I will take a brunch now. Yes. Yes, the best bánh mì in Hoi An town. And now let's take a small walk in Hoi An, yeah, to see how the town is in the daytime. Actually, this one we could record it in summer. So in summer, here it's quite hot. I would say it's sometimes up to 42, 45 degrees Celsius. I have no idea in Fahrenheit. Yeah, but you can see it's less people working outside in the daytime because it's quite hot and lanterns steering around. And here we also see, and one more coffee shop I recommend you can go. This one, Tam Tam Cafe. Yeah, on the left hand side. Yeah, we are say Tam Tam Cafe here. Underneath is the Chinese character, so that's one belong to Chinese family. So one of the best coffee in Hoi An, that one is a coconut coffee. They blend coconut meat with coconut milk and ice and coffee. So it cool you down during the hot day. It's an amazing thing when it's on summer here. I'm dying for it. Yeah, all the time in Hoi An. Yeah. And here we also want the houses in the town with the people walking around. And you see one of the houses here. So the house is named Tân Ký, and that's one is the house live with the Japanese family. Yeah, this house, yeah, Japanese family live here. So recommend you can go to the Hoi An. So after walking, I will take you to visit one of the Gadventures Penetera projects in Hoi An. We call that one is the Oodle of Noodles. So Penetera is a project Gadventures support to the local community. So when you travel with us, not only you enrich the experience, but you also can bring the world better. And Penetera is one of the way we make that dream come true. And in Hoi An, we have the street kids. Yeah, all these kids is from countryside, moves to the town, get a new job, because you know that in Vietnam, the industrial life is on the way. So a lot of the lands for the field were taken out to make a factory, and some of the family, they don't have the material to produce, and the kids are left home very early. And this one, we support the kids and give them the chance to study and free education, learning English, and to be waiter, waitress, and learn how to run a restaurant. And after a year and a half or 2 years, they got diploma and can apply a better jobs in the hospitality or tourism field. Mm-hmm. And our project named Noodle. So what you do here? So you will attend our cooking class, how to make a noodle or a cake or even a wet rice pancake. Yeah. So we have the hands-on moment. Yes. So we make how to make a wet rice pancake. Yeah. So we just on a steamer and showing how to do it by cooking. And it's a banana leaf here. I could put the rice paper on that. And we also eat one of the local dish. We call that one is the mì Quảng. That is the Hoi An noodle style with the grilled egg, prawn, bean sprout, herbs, and noodle underneath, and the sauce is a yummy. Mm-hmm. And it's a pictures of our group taking with them as well. So Gadventures is a variety of the age as well. So we have also 18 to 30 something for younger traveler, and we also have classics for all of them, and also for National Geographic with Adventures, yeah, for senior too. And here they take a pictures with a group too. I hope one day we'll see, we even attend this class. It's so much fun, and you can learn how to count in Vietnamese. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We count from 1 to 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So Vietnamese language is very hard. I would say that. After the noodles, so I will take you to see one of the hands-on experience in Hoi An. So it's a get be alive in here. So we have planned to be a rice farmer a day. So we need to show you how to water the plant with onions. Yeah, wearing conical hat. The very traditional one in Vietnam again. To protect you from the sun and the moon. Sorry, from sun and the rain. And here we also can learn how to catch the fish. And you dress up with the waterproof pants, and wearing a hat, and wearing the outfit like a rice farmer, and catching the fish from the pond. And this one is my traveler, he's a British, and he loves when he do that one. Here, and this is our productive day. We have 5 fish. I know more than that. I think 8 fish. So 1 fish, 1 beer. So at the end again, they had the 1 beer instead. And here another one, we also have the lantern makings for the hands-on experience. And then they can learn how to make their own lanterns and hang it into the house, the gardens, the kitchens as well. Yeah. Here's one of my travelers. You see me? Yeah, I'm making my own ones as well. And here see our final products. Yeah, all the lanterns hanging in the background. That's one is that we made. And they stand on in front of their own products as well. So I was that why there's so many activities to Hoi An. So that region, the adventure stay here for 3 nights. Yeah, 3 nights. So far, anyone have any questions for me for Hoi An? Is it lovely time?
While you were making us very hungry, a few questions did come in. The first one came from Sammy, and she was wondering, do you get much free time on the tours?
Oh yes, so we have some include activities and also some optional activity, and of course we have the free time to say on the own. So normally in Hoi An we have 3 days, but we have 1 full day for you have the free time to do on the own things.
So it's perfect balance of
yes,
hands-on activities and time to do some stuff on your own as well. Yes. And then we got another question from Robin, and she was wondering, what's the population of Hoi An?
So Hoi An is only roughly about 2,000 people in the city center. Hoi An is quite small to compare the other big city in Vietnam. Like the biggest one is the next one is Ho Chi Minh City, but Hoi An is very good balance. But population is its own is small, but the number, but the tourists is a lot. I would say it double. So
And then one last question came from Gary. He's been reminiscing a lot on his time in Vietnam, and he was wondering, do you still have 33 beer in Vietnam?
I'm sorry again?
33 beer? I'm assuming it's the type of beer maybe that he had when he was in Vietnam.
Yeah. So actually in Vietnam we call ba. So the 333. Yeah, so the 333. So that is the beer in the south. It's very popular. So in Ho Chi Minh City, so beer 333. We call ba. But number 3 is spelled ba in Vietnamese. It sounds like I'm a sheep.
You said, oh, 333? Thanks.
Actually, on your questions is in each city in Vietnam, they also have their own local brand beer. Oh. So for example, Hanoi, they have Hanoi beer, Halong beer, Hue beer is in Hue, and Saigon beer, Ba beer in the south.
So there's a lot of different beers there.
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect.
And
Thanks, Jack. I think we can head to the next destination.
the next stop, Ho Chi Minh City. And by the way, we can save the water and drinking beer. Let's say we take a flight to go to Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon the next day. So it's 1 hour flight to go to Ho Chi Minh City. So we can see that how vibrant the city is. Here we go. So with the big skyscrapers. Like in history, Ho Chi Minh City is much younger than Hanoi. So Ho Chi Minh cities were formed in 300 years ago. So sometimes you can even asking me now, so which one I should call, Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City? Saigon's name is an old name. It dates back from the even 19th century as well. But after the Vietnam Wars ended, so we renamed Saigon after our leaders is Ho Chi Minh. So in either way, you can call Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City. So normally Ho Chi Minh City is more formal. Saigon is more in casuals, in daily life. Yeah, but I always call Saigon because it's shorter. And here how big it is. And here the Notre Dame's. Yeah, how the vibrant the city is with all the lights and so Notre Dame it was inspired by Notre Dame in Paris. Yeah, it would be similar. And you can see it looked like small Hong Kong. Yeah. Yes, with a light. And in Ho Chi Minh City, the one crazy thing is traffic. Can you guess how many people live in Ho Chi Minh City? So I would say at least 10 million people. Oh my God. 10 million people. It's huge. And you see the picture here with all the motorbikes all around. So one thing is very common in Vietnam is by using motorbike. Obama, when he first came here in 2008, and he said that this is my first time I've been to the city with so many motorbikes like this. And one of the hardest things is for you to how to cross the street. Yeah. And here I will show you the one video. Yeah. So how busy the junctions is. And see how the foreigners they crossing the street. And this one, you can see the sound honking, beep 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 beep, is everywhere and all the time. It doesn't mean they are angry, but that means they show you the sign of the watching out, like hey, I'm behind you. So just watch out. Just watch out, be careful, and not so for me. So how you can walk? Sorry, I will share you my tips. So how you cross the street safely. So imagine if the rock in the middle of the river and all the currents go around you, and so you got step up slowly all the time, went down to the street and never go back and never run. You will be safe. And on my group, so whenever I took my group cross the street, I will say one word: sticky rice. I mean, everyone sticky, packed in small groups, so like that, like sticky rice. So it's safe for everyone. Here the picture of me and my nephews on the motorbike. I have my own one, so that's 125cc, and see behind me is wearing electric bike, and the kids no helmet. Sometimes in Vietnam, it's such insane that you see the kids don't wear the helmet, but parents wears. And 4 people in one motorbike with the kids in front, daddy, and another kid, and mommy in the back. So it's very common here. Yeah. By the way, so in Vietnam, when sometimes in my group, they say that they go to Vietnam and they want to learn about the war. So yes, in the south of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, it's a good chance for you to get more knowledge about the war in Vietnam and how is Vietnamese side reflect about the war. So in Ho Chi Minh City, I recommend you 2 places to see the war. So the first one is the War Remnant Museum. So this one, they also show us about the house was going on, how American escalated here. And the one section they talking about the Agent Orange. It's very sad, but it's good to know about the history as well. And one more outside of the city, about 40 kilometers, that's one is the Cu Chi Tunnel. So from the city, we take you 1.5 hours to go to see Cu Chi Tunnel. And it's very famous during the war. and where the busy and hide themselves underneath the ground. And during our tour, as we will take you go around the tunnels and share with you the information about that. So actually this tunnel was built in 1948, and totally the length is 250 kilometer, and it's 3 to 8 meter depth. And here you can see the entrance to the tunnel. Yeah, so it's very small entrance, and only fit one person in, and the cap will also cover with the dry leaf, so it's kind of like camouflage, yeah, to hide away the caps of the entrance of the tunnel. And inside the tunnel, so that's one is actually this one we enlarge for foreigners can have a try to get in, and install the light as well, but the real one it's small. So this tunnel, going inside the tunnel is options on the tour if you don't want to get in, because I do not recommend going inside with the people have the claustrophobia, or you have the scare of the darkness or small space, yeah, or have some problem with the lungs or heart, yeah, not recommend get in. But you're gonna have a try to get in. So it's only 100 meters for a trial to crawl inside. And here the map, so here the layers of the tunnels with the 3 layers too. We have the top one, the middle, and the deepest one where the hospital, the sleeping area or storage, yeah, with kitchens. And you see the well here, and see up here is American and South Vietnam soldier is searching. And we also have another one more layers. So that's when people get in. Here the entrance, yeah, get in. And also they have the one way to exit to the Saigon rivers, yeah, in here. So just in case anything happen, they also get out. Yeah, that is our Hue tunnel. So it included activities during our trip as well. So anyone have any questions so far?
We got a handful of questions, so we'll go over a couple of them. The first one was from Angela, and she was wondering, what's the best way to get from Hoi An to Saigon?
So there are 2 ways. You can go by train or by flight. But I recommend you could take a flight because it's 1 hour and it's very reasonable. It's only $50 per way. So but if you take it by train, it takes you, I think, at least I would say 20 hours. So during our trip, we go by train from Hanoi to Hue already. So it's a good way to use a multi-transportation type to see how the local flight is. Yeah, we use the Airbus, we not use the ATR 72.
So definitely recommending the flight for that one.
Yes, yes.
And then one more question we'll answer is from Richard, and he's wondering which city is bigger, Hoi An or Ho Chi Minh?
Ho Chi Minh City is bigger. Ho Chi Minh is the biggest city in Vietnam. I would say imagine like New York in the US. The capital city is with Hanoi, and it is second biggest. And Hoi An is this tiny city in the middle of the country. So that's why they preserve their architectures like boutique, but Ho Chi Minh is very vibrancy.
Awesome. Thanks, Jack. I think we can head to the next destination.
Yeah, and the last place we stop at Hue Tunnel. Mekong Delta. Yeah, so we from Ho Chi Minh City, we take only 2 hours by bus to the highway and go to the Mekong Delta. So let me zoom out to see how big is Mekong Delta is in all the south of Vietnam. So Mekong, the name of the river name, this means mother river. So Me that means mother, Kong that means river. So it's the 11th longest river in all over the world, and it flows to 6 countries, start from China, go to Myanmar or Burma, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Here, Cambodia border here. And in Vietnam, we call this one is the Nile Dragon River. And you can see here the south, and how big is the Mekong Delta is. So it's similar like the area of the Switzerland. Yeah. So it's roughly about 40,000 square kilometers. And all areas is for 17 million people. and they are rice farmer mainly, and they grow more rice and also vegetable and fruit. Vietnam, we are the first country exporting rice in all over the world, and we are the second biggest country exporting coffee after Brazil. Mhm. And here I will take a pictures of the pictures of our Mekong Delta, how the local life is. So the people on the boat and they're selling stuff by boat. In Mekong Delta, the main transportation is by boat to move from A to B because the canals is very popular. And the boat, they sell their vegetable, their fruit, and rice, pumpkins, everything. You know that on the boat, if the boat they sell the product, they can hang it on the stick here to show what type of product they sell on the boat here as well. And here, yeah, you see the one Vietnamese lady. She's carrying dragon fruit, pomelo, watermelons, coconuts on the boat and going around for selling. Yeah. And here on the Mekong Delta trip, we will take one us out. We have experience that one. We take a small boat and also go small canal with the coconut forest and take a very iconic pictures with the Vietnamese conical hats on the roof as well. So this one is very good to be buy souvenir, or you can make from earrings from the silver and the necklace as well. Here, and one more thing, have you ever thought Gordon Ramsay, he has been to Vietnam? Yeah, he been to operate the program How to Cook Vietnamese Food, and he been to Mekong Delta, and also he tried Hue Tiao. That's one of our noodles in the southern style, and that be the topic for his master chef shows. And everyone had to taste the Hue Tiao and create. They had to taste the broth and think about ingredients in imaginations and how make their own one. Have you watched that episode? And you know that one of the 2 years ago, and the Master Chef's winner was Christine, and she's Vietnamese American. Yes, and here the bowl of the noodle soup. Yeah, so yummy. Food again. So in Vietnam, we eat all the time. But the food here is amazing. I think that a lot of Vietnamese restaurants in the country too. And by the way, with Mekong Delta, I would like to add on one of the informations is, so we do have to run Mekong Delta trips. Yeah. And the cruise go up to Mekong and go up to Cambodia to see Angkor Wat and see the Phnom Penh, and where you can know about one of the sad history of Cambodia, that is the Khmer Rouge regimes, and the iconic temple Angkor Wat as well. And it's on our boat, the Adventure Cruise. So when you can book the trip, the combo trip from Vietnam and go up to Siem Reap and change there and go with the cruise as well. Yeah, and here's the sun deck. You see the sunset and see all the local people experience when we were fishing here. Yeah, so far, anyone have any questions for me about Mekong Delta?
No specific question to the Mekong Delta. I think you're inspiring a lot of travels right now. People are very interested on the destinations you're talking about and what trips they can do to see those places.
Yeah. So that, and also until the next and until the last place. So we also see you off at the airport in Ho Chi Minh City. So we go Tân Sơn Nhất Airport, and these are pictures of my Vietnamese CEO team. And we hope to see you soon in Vietnam after this pandemic is over. And I'm very happy to be the Chief Experience Officer or CEO too. And this is our tour come to an end. Yeah. So anyone have any last questions for me about all of Vietnam? In everything?
It looks like everybody's just saying thank you. And I want to say the same, Jack. Thank you so much for taking the time to show us your beautiful country. I think we're all walking away here hungry for Vietnamese food and to travel as well. Thank you everyone for joining in.
Can I ask a quick question?
Oh, of course, yes.
How bad is the pandemic in Vietnam?
So in Vietnam, I would say we control it very good. now we have no more social distancing. The no domestic economics is growth, and we can just going out as normal. Business come back is the same as in without pandemic. I would say that we have over 300 cases before and no death. And also the border well protected, and people now domestic it come back as normal. We travel like A to B easily.
Great. That's great news.
Yeah, thank you for asking. So yeah, I would say thank you very much for joining my tour. Yeah, so that's an honor to see you. And we say goodbye in Vietnamese. We say tạm biệt, tạm biệt. Yeah.
And
We'll
one
see you
last thing
soon.
from me, guys. If you enjoyed your adventure with Jack, you can show your appreciation by tipping him through PayPal. I've shared the link in the chat box, and you'll receive an email after this as well. This money goes directly to Jack, helping support him until he's able to get back to doing what he does best, and that's sharing our world in real life. So keep an eye out for more live virtual tours hosted by more CEOs from all around the world. And until then, stay connected.
Cảm ơn. Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Have a nice day. Have a nice
Take care.
day.